Every morning starts the same way, with coffee. I won't lie, I enjoy a good brew, but that's not the point. It's the act of making it, the ritual, the routine, that automatic rhythm, grinding the beans, prepping the puck, pulling the shot. I've done it so many times, it's basically muscle memory. And that's the point. It grounds me. It eases me into the day before my brain kicks into overdrive. Because when you're not clocking into a 9 to 5, staying motivated can be tricky. Momentum isn't automatic. It's something you have to create. Otherwise, it's all too easy to spiral into procrastination mode, and suddenly it's 4 p.m. and you're still in your pajamas, doom scrolling. There's that quote, you've probably heard it. If you want to change the world, start by making your bed. It's about having a small anchor, something simple that sets the tone. For me, that anchor is making coffee. So that's where the day begins, with something small, something steady, and it sets the tone for the day. A day in the life of a freelancer creative rarely looks the same. That's one of the best parts and sometimes the biggest challenges. I usually start with the behind the scenes essentials: data management, downloading, sorting, organizing, and backing everything up. It's not glamorous, but it's the kind of structure that keeps everything running smoothly. Then it's gear check, cleaning lenses, charging batteries, packing things back into their places. I've got a dedicated storage area. Everything has a home. Staying organized makes life easier when the next shoot pops up.
Now, if there isn't a shoot and it's more of a boring day, like I'm talking about in this video, what I like to do is I like to take that opportunity to make these lifestyle vlogs and experiment, work on unique shots or different compositions, maybe weird and funky shots, something that will help keep my creative part of my brain activated. And what that does for me is that it adds to just my creative tool belt. So when I'm going into a creative pitch with a client, or I'm out shooting maybe running gun style, and I'm feeling a little bit stuck on what to shoot, I can pull from those things that I have practiced, and hopefully it'll keep pushing the creative forward. And from the client perspective, you can go into a pitch with some more unique ideas that maybe they haven't seen. In this day and age, it's harder to do that because there's just so many creative people out there. But hopefully by practicing more, it'll help you stand out and land the jobs that you're pitching for. I wanted to do that in front of this area because people have been asking about my storage area a little bit, and I haven't really dove into it. But I did get these new boxes from Studio About, and I wanted to talk about them a little bit. They are plastic collapsible boxes, but what makes them unique is you can access them from the top, and they have two flaps from the front and back. And what I've done is that I've created a little storage area. This first box here is an area where I'm keeping sort of things that I'm sort of testing some new bags, and sort of things that I might be working on for maybe even giveaways. This is the new Moment Sling. It's like a 2-liter, which I think I'm gonna do a giveaway for that because I've really been enjoying it. I've been using the bigger version of it. So I like to keep all my sort of tech pouches and smaller bags there. I've been using a lot of smaller bags these days. And I'll store some other sort of gear that isn't in my main setup. I think I'm gonna do a giveaway on these mics as well, so stay tuned because I'm not using them that much. And then you can just keep everything nice and tidy. This smaller box I'm using as a sort of charging station because charging stations, you know, it's really important for people who are creating all the time, and with all the different types of gears and batteries, I found it helpful for me to stay organized. I didn't want an open style charging station, even though I used to have one. I like to look at them. But since sort of my office is sort of in my main living space, I wanted to keep it a little more tidy. So I'm using this box. And in the box is a Satechi USB-C power block, which has the 4 cables. And I have one cable routed to the backside to charge my cameras and 2 more cables in the box so that I can charge whatever I need actually. So the microphones for the DJI mics. And right now I need to charge the Osmo. I put a shelf in there, which helps divide up the box. And I find that important because when you have a big empty space like this, it's easy just to throw everything in and it's like this sort of drawer of shame. But when there's dividers, keeps everything nice and organized. I bought the shelves from Amazon, and yeah, they happen to have a red color that matched the box perfectly. I will link the box, the shelf, and everything I'm talking about in the description box in case you're interested. Once everything's in the box, I just close the lid and I use the back side, the flap, to keep it ventilated. Anything bigger that needs to go in from the top just goes in this way here. And then for the cameras, once the cameras are all charged, the Leica cable stays there. And then the camera just goes into this shelving system here. Super easy. I'll just throw it in like that for now. And this shelving system is from Hey. It is called the New Order system. And yeah, it's a little bit more pricey, but again, I will link everything for you to find and check out for yourself. But that is pretty much it. If you have any questions here about this area and storage and all that, leave me a comment and I will try to answer them as best as I can.
Once the groundwork is done, the creative side of the day kicks in. Sometimes it's concept development, sometimes I'm editing, and some days I'm out shooting, capturing the stuff that brought me to this career in the first place. When I'm starting a new project, like a YouTube video, I usually begin by writing ideas down or collecting visual references. It's not a strict process. Sometimes the writing comes first, sometimes the imagery leads the way. Tools like FrameSet and Save are great for finding visual inspiration and shaping the direction of a piece. Edit days can be a mix. Some are smooth and focused, others take more effort. But there's something really satisfying about seeing everything come together. The footage, the sound, the story, the moment when it clicks, it feels right, and that's why I love it. But one thing I always try to make time for is taking breaks. Stepping outside, getting a bit of distance. Because every creative hits a wall now and then, and I found the best way through it is to let the world outside the screen spark something new. Then I can come back with fresh perspective and push the project forward. And that's pretty much a typical boring day. It's a mix of structure and spontaneity, planning and improvising, and somehow it all adds up. The day usually wraps up with Feierabend, that time in the evening to slow down, disconnect, and really enjoy life for a while, whether it's meeting friends, going for a walk, or letting my mind wander. That pause is a small but important part of the rhythm, and funny enough, it's often in those quieter moments that new ideas start to form. Little details, feelings, or conversations that quietly work their way to the next shoot, the next edit, and that next story. Because even when the day feels ordinary or boring, I still pick up the camera. That simple act of creating or capturing, noticing, keeps the momentum going. It all feeds the process. It's the work, the breaks, and the in-between, and that's what keeps me coming back to it day after day.